Hello everyone and welcome to another best of 3, this time an entire best of 3 in the Intel Extreme Masters Season 1 group stage. It is the last best of 3 of Group B, at least on Playday 3, and it is between the two players in this group who so far haven't been able to win a single best of 3. Spawning here in the bottom spawn position on Lost Temple is the Czech orc player Hum4niC, who lost to Creo and to Sierra. Two pretty clear best of 3s on the first two playdays. And spawning in the top spawn position in yellow is the German Hum player Spell, who lost to Sunshine on playday 1, a rather more or less close best of 3, and clearly lost to Hot on playday 2, maybe showing a little bit of a lack of motivation. And on the other hand, Hum4niC maybe showing a little bit of a lack of skill to, not that he was a bad player or anything, but maybe not quite worthy of moving on into the later stages of the tournament. But we'll see. Even though the loser of this match is still going to have 0 points, there is a theoretical chance that he's still going to end up on rank 3 after the group stage, but it's almost impossible, but possible still in theory. So Blade Master first by Hum4niC, first Grunt in production, second Burrow in production. Let's just see if he's gonna build a shop once he reaches the resources to do so, which is the 130 gold he needs, or if he's gonna skip that, because on Lost Temple, of course, as we can see, it doesn't build a shop. On Lost Temple, of course, often orc players weren't building that because of the heal farm in the middle. So cross positions, of course, not all that bad for Spell, who's building his second scout farm here already. He sees the Pian passing by. The Pian is gonna head here. He's gonna see the human creep, and Blade Master actually starts with creeping a tiny green camp here. That's a bit surprising because, of course, you can't just circumvent that by moving like here and then just on the side. But he decides to creep it nevertheless. Interesting choice, to say the least. Sentry wards for Spell, who's gonna go for the fast expansion most likely here, as pretty much every human ever did on Lost Temple.
We're under attack.
Yeah, first tower is being produced here. Kind of a strange building placement. Blade Master continues creeping here. He's gonna get his first potential claws, circlet, whatever. And of course, some pink complaints. Yeah, strange building placement here by Spell. Usually you'd want to build this as close to the forest here as possible, to be able to, move in between the forest and the town hall in case the Blade Master comes for some harassment, which is definitely not unlikely in this particular situation. But Spell decides not to do so. Arcane Tower being built. Like, usually you want to build a town hall here and then the Arcane Tower like here to build as much of a wall as possible to make it as easily as possible to get the Blade Master or Grunts trapped in here. But Spell decides not to do so. Blade Master going towards the main base of Spell actually, which is wide open on several gaps, like here, like everywhere basically. So first peasant is gonna fall here, nothing Spell's gonna be able to do about that. He's gonna have to head back into his own main base to defend this, and Hum4niC pretty nicely waiting here with the grunts. Blade Master is using his Woundwalk again, Spell heading back, so a little bit of cat and mouse play here by Hum4niC. Looks like Spell also doesn't have the vision entirely, otherwise he would have seen the grunts passing by. First low HP grunt is being pulled back, second one is going to be pulled back as well. Blade Master continues harassing, the militia is being pulled out nicely here. Blade Master still has plenty of mana, there's no way this one is going to fall. He's just going to try and do as much damage as he possibly can. Grunts pulling back except for the one here. This one should probably pull back soon-ish as well. Spell trying to go for this run here. Hum4niC very sleepy, but Spell Luckily for Hum4niC, doesn't get this round here. Another attempt, another fail. Of course, running with 4 footmen, not all that easy.
We're under attack.
Blade Master did pull back. Grunt's pulling back as well. Didn't. Actually, what's he doing with this Grunt? Okay, pulling him out now as well. The IEM might try to catch up here. Didn't do all that much damage. 1 peasant only killed here. And maybe like 2 in the main base. And it looks like the Grunt is gonna fall in return. So this could have definitely gone a lot worse for Spell. Here there are 3 peasants that died recently. And it looks like Hum4niC is gonna want to keep the pressure up, only healing up at the heal fountain. No, no creeping whatsoever. And he's building the shop here as well as the beastry. Spell's just building a tower here right in front of the base. Alright, let's see how much he's gonna be able to do with that. Shadowhunter's coming out, second beastry being produced. With that positioning, I'm curious to see if it's gonna be Wind Riders. And Spell completely out of position right now. He's gonna lose all of the workers here probably, as well as these 2 towers. But the question is, how much damage is he gonna be able to do in return, or is he just gonna town portal here? Hex on the peasant to stop the tower from coming up. So the 1 burrow is gonna come up here. Hum4niC is repairing in time. In the meantime, the first tower is about to die. The second tower is gonna die as well. And he's producing Wind Riders. Yeah, so if these towers don't come up, then the expansion is gonna be completely insecured against this Wind Rider harassment that's gonna start eventually. At the same time, the first burrow is not gonna fall as it appears a 3rd water elemental being spawned, so maybe it's gonna fall after all. As much repair as possible is coming out from all of these peons. In return, the Blade Master and the Grunts are even gonna take down the Arcane Tower. Militia being pulled by Spell. At the same time, the burrow is still not gonna fall. Resource-wise, there's still a little bit of lumber to work with here for Hum4niC, and the IEM is out of mana. He's not going to be able to cast new water elementals, so he's not going to get this burrow. Huge loss. First Wind Riders are out. First Wind Rider even joining the army here on the top already. The tower here is definitely going to fall. Town portal used right now by Spell, as he wasn't able to do any damage in the main base. And yeah, the water elemental here is going to fall soon. He's going to be able to cast 1 more water elemental. So he's gonna have a tiny bit of anti-air. The Grunt gets surrounded here. Well, yeah, decently done, but with like 12 units or so. Not that hard to do that. But right now it's gonna be up to Spell to somehow try and get towers up. The main base is well secured. There's no way the Wind Riders are gonna be able to do anything here. But the question is gonna be, is he gonna be able to secure the expansion? 3 scout towers being produced right now, as well as the shop. Of course, clarity is also would be very nice right now, as with 2 or 3 water elementals. Of course, it's a lot easier to defend against Wind Riders than with only 1. Looks like he's going just straight for the IEM, at least for now. There's no boots, no TP on him. There's a speed score on the Blade Master actually, so this IEM is probably dead. If he just... he doesn't even need it, he needs another Hex and then... the IEM, of course, not the Blade Master. Yeah, the IEM is just going down. So pretty nice awareness here by the check. Going for the kill on this IEM. Spell. Yeah, not having any towers around here to help him keep this IEM alive. So first tower is under some pressure. Shadowhunter, you know, continuously being the target of Spell surrounds. But so far, Hum4niC is very aware of that. 2 guard towers, not even halfway up. Shadowhunter still paying attention not to get surrounded. In the meantime, what is Hum4niC doing? 1 more Wind Rider is being produced right now. Only 2 at the moment. He needs to cancel those towers. If those come up, then the expansion might be secured. After all, he's going for the first one. Peasants not in position, so this one is gonna fall. It's gonna come down to this 1 guard tower here. Mass repair coming in. The footman is blocking his own peasants. And it looks like the guard tower is going to come up, at least for now, so Hum4niC is going to take some damage. As you can see, the Wind Rider is going down very quickly, so he's going to have to at least, you know, position himself properly when harassing. Of course, this tower is not very nicely positioned, so it's only a starting point, basically, for Spell. Blade Master level 4. Let's see, tech-wise, Spell just started, IEM is back. And the problem is, 3rd Wind Rider, by the way, joining the army. The problem is with 3 Wind Riders, he's always gonna be able to cancel scout towers. Or 4 Wind Riders actually already, so yeah, he can even go ahead and kill this one right now, I think.
Job done.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Going for the kill here, mass repair coming in, but with the AM and the footman coming from the side, Humanic decides to pull back, at least for now. The guard towers here in production. At some point he's just gonna quickly have to fly in there and cancel them. Blade Master scouting whenever spell's gonna come in. Of course the AM very fragile still. In the meantime, still tier 2, more Wind Riders coming. And yeah, he's just quickly flying in, cancelling the tower. What's he doing? Should be cancelling those towers. Actually, even more important than killing the AM at the moment, because the AM is completely useless. 5th and 6th Wind Rider joining, so now it's like 1 volley of Wind Rider shots to cancel this towers. Yeah, as you can see, and there's no way in hell Spell is ever gonna get another tower up at his expansion. The one tiny hope he's got is that his tier 2 is already about to finish in, say, like 40 seconds or so. But in the meantime, he's taking so much damage here, losing peasant after peasant. There's virtually no damage output against the heroes for Spell at the moment. So the Blade Master is just killing peasant after peasant after peasant at the moment. And yeah, right now as Spell is retreating, the tower gets killed, the town hall is gonna get killed. There's a huge hero advantage, there's a huge army advantage. Like, Humanic's got everything he needs at this point. He's got every advantage he can think of. Okay, and Spell's trying to go for another expansion on the left-hand side of the map. And maybe Humanic realizing that there are very few peasants inside of Spell's main base. And it looks like that's exactly the case. He's got the right sense here. He's gonna be there to creep check the human. Well, let's see how much damage he's going to be able to do. I'm assuming quite a lot, as he still has 2 more Windwalks remaining, as well as the town portal. He can do whatever he wants, basically. And there's the Blade Master going straight for the AM crit. And there's the GG already by Spell. Very one-sided match. Spell, you know, I guess had he just town portaled back and defended the 2 guard towers at his expansion, then the game would have been completely differently. Humanic would have not been able to do any harassment, basically. I mean, Spell didn't do any damage in the base. Okay, he delayed the production a little bit because Humanic had to pull basically all the peons to repair the burrow. But in return, he took so much damage. He got the towers cancelled, and Humanic basically did everything right. He didn't overcommit. He was always in place to cancel the towers. He didn't overreact once the 1 guard tower got through. He just gathered enough Wind Riders, and Spell at no point in this game looked like you know, he was having too much of a chance. And therefore Humanic taking the first map here, and a second map is going to be Echo Isles. Ancient Isles, of course, was not around yet at that time, and that's what we're gonna see next.